SEO for Authors: How to Leverage Search Engine Optimization for Your Author Business by Estelle van der Velde. Introduction. You may have heard many people tell you that you need an author website, but you also need to do the publishing and marketing and public relations and engineering on top of writing your book. It's overwhelming. Whether you go the traditional or self-publishing route, you don't know where to start. Should you set up an email list? Be consistent on as many social media platforms as possible? Learn paid advertising? The question is still the same though. How do you get noticed? As authors and entrepreneurs, you may have heard about search engine optimization, SEO for short. But as many authors do, you're likely working alone. It's then even more likely that you don't have the time to learn new marketing tactics. There are too many things to do already, and you're a creative, not a marketeer. I've always been passionate about writing for as long as I can remember. Working in digital marketing as a content creator and SEO expert is amazing for someone like me. But what drove me to write this book was the many speaking opportunities I got to teach about search engine optimization in front of an audience made up of writers just like you. A lot of writers I talk to are burnt out by the many things they didn't expect to manage when all they wanted to do was to write their books. And I'll be blunt, it's better for you to hone your craft than to know how to optimize a website for search engines. It doesn't matter that you drive tons of traffic on your website or Amazon page if your book isn't good enough. Because guess what? You are not writing for search engines or algorithms. You are writing for people. Real people like you and me. Ultimately, search engines and algorithms don't buy books. People do. SEO isn't magic. It won't drive book sales if your book cover isn't on point, if your back matter is not clear what the book is about, or if you've got plenty of bad reviews. You'll also need to be patient because SEO won't drive traffic overnight. Sometimes it takes months before you see the results of your hard work. What SEO will do is point readers in the right direction. It will tell search engines that your book is what readers are looking for. It will get you noticed. In this book, I'm going to teach you everything I know about SEO, starting with the foundations. Why is it important? What's the difference between short and long tail keywords? And what's the reader's intent behind the search? Then we're going to dive into more practical action steps. How you choose the right keyword and how you can optimize your website or simply your Amazon sales page. And finally, we're going to explore ways you can take advantage of SEO in other ways than working on your content. Ultimately, there are a lot of things you can do to influence your ranking position in the search results. But I will only be focusing on on-page SEO in this book because those are the things you can fully control. Grab a pen and paper and take notes as you go along because it's going to be quite intense. I don't expect you to understand everything right away. It took me years to understand it myself. But you know what they say, practice makes perfect. One last advice, understand the why before knowing the how. You will see better results if you trust the foundations I wrote down for you before diving into the action steps and putting your hands in the dirt. Ready? Part 1. General SEO. In this part, I'm going to talk about general concepts in SEO. You can use these concepts whether you're working to position yourself in search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, you name it, but also in Amazon. Part 1, Chapter 1, Defining some concepts. I want us to be on the same page regarding some of the vocabulary I will be using throughout this book. I realized that not everyone can understand my marketing jargon because not everyone has previous experience working in marketing. And even amongst people in the digital marketing industry, it's sometimes difficult to understand each other. You would think every marketeer knows every acronym or specific term linked to one area of marketing. But it's simply not true. I remember one of my former managers asking me what search volume was, and my mind went blank because I could not process that they didn't know what it was in the first place. I don't want this to happen between you and me, so here we are. What's content? Let's start at the very beginning. Everything can be used as content. For instance, you're meeting with someone and start having a nice conversation about dogs. All the information you and your friends share, whether they are facts or simply how you two feel about dogs, has a purpose. Now, let's say you write a blog post on your website about how great dogs are. Post a picture of your dog on Instagram with a little caption, or make a video on YouTube. Those are pieces of content, created from that same original conversation you had. They've been shared on various channels with a purpose, and that's called content. Even the book you're holding is a piece of content in itself. And every single piece of content that exists on the internet can be searchable with a search engine. What's a search engine? Google, Yahoo, Baidu, Bing, and even Amazon are search engines. Think of them as online libraries. Each piece of content you produce has to be sorted somewhere for people to find them. They are using powerful algorithms to classify them in one way or another. Let's just say search engines are using a set of rules to rank each content they can get a hand on. For instance, Google will tell its algorithm to take into account hundreds of factors to be able to rank content according to the intention of the user when searching for something. Those are called ranking factors and include keywords, usability, authority, backlinks. Don't worry if you don't understand what usability or website authority is. I will be explaining all of it in a dedicated section. All you must know at this stage is that a search engine is where a reader asks for something and gets a list of content they can browse, just like a library. What's a keyword? Imagine you're going on Google and type something in the little search box. Let's say you are looking for information on dogs. What would you type? Something like Siberian Husky puppies, or how do I take care of a Shiba Inu? See, a keyword is not necessarily one word you type into the search box. It can be a group of words, simply because you have an intention behind your search. You're not only looking for random information about dogs, you're looking for specifics. That's why it's more likely that you will type a group of words or a question into that search box. A keyword is how you try to find something on the internet. Choosing a main keyword when creating a piece of content is going to be key to your SEO strategy. What's SEO? Finally, we're dipping our toes into the topic of the day. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It's the art of optimizing a piece of content to get better rankings within a search engine. Remember those people who told you to have an author website? Think of it as a book. Do you want it to be displayed in a library? Well, SEO will help your content get ranked in a search engine. It will tell them what it is about, if you are an authority on the topic you're talking about, etc. The search engine will then position your content accordingly within the search results. And each time someone types a set of keywords that matches it, your website or book will be displayed in the results. That's what SEO does, helping you get noticed. It's a discoverability tool. How do you get there? Now you have a basic understanding of the vocabulary I'll be using. I think we can have a deeper conversation.